Hello friends, welcome to the course on financial management for the non-finance background leaders. So in this session we are going to learn about some basic concepts and basic understanding, foundational requirement for a finance course. So first thing we are going to learn how and what role a finance function play in an organization, whether it's a government organization, whether it's a private organization, or whether it's a non-governmental organization, that's the NGO sector. And then we are also going to learn what are the various difference between finance function and accounting function, and also we also try to understand some another terms which are being used differently from the which are day-to-day terms which are being discussed. So we'll first start with what are some basic concepts related to financial management. First thing which we need to understand what finance is. Finance is a subset of the economic function. That is any organization which is dealing with the economic activities which will be having an involvement of the finance in their day-to-day functioning. So you can say if mother subject is economics, and in economics there that it is being divided into micro and macroeconomics. So we concerned about the micro factor in the economics, and in the micro economics we are going to discuss further detailed part, that is how to manage the finance in the organization. So it's concerned about organizational financing. So finance function deal with the fund management science. So we are concerned about managing the funds of the organization. So our focus is on to the managing the funds, but for this we need to understand one important thing. Fund management is not similar with the recording the transactions for the various funds. Means when you are recording the transactions which are happening into the financial, which are involved finance, those transactions are not being considered as a finance function. Those transactions are called accounting. Friends, let's distinguish between finance and accounting. So accounting function is deal with the recording the transaction. It means it's concerned about record keeping, and this function is also play a role of controller. What does it mean? Means when I'm saying record keeping, any business transaction which are happening, we are going to record it, and those recording transactions which are going to be happening are able to tell us whether those transactions which have been recorded, are we able to fulfill our targets or not. So that's where it play a role of the controller function also, because you have made your budgets in advance. Those budgets you are going to check with the actual transaction happened, so that accounting has done the recording of that, so you are going to check. So that's why accounting play a role of the controller function. So financial management on the other hand is concerned about managing the funds. So we are concerned about from where the money is going to come, how money is going to be spent, who is going to manage the money. So that decisions which we are taking, because you are planning, means when you make the budget is an exercise of the finance manager, it's not an accountant job. At the same time, we are also concerned about where to spend money. So the treasury function is also come under the financial management, because you take a decision whether to disburse money or not to disburse money, whether to spend on this particular item or not to spend on particular item. That means you are concerned about financial management. So in short, if I say accountants are writing the history which are being created by the finance manager. So finance managers create history, but on the other hand, accountants write the history which has been given by the finance people. One thing is very important for all of us, that we need to understand finance function very in detail, but at the same time, because history is being recorded, so that history is being recorded in the accounting. So accounting is a language of finance. So we need to understand accounting concepts, certain basic concepts which are being used in accounting. We need to understand them also, but not need to become the accountants, but we will be just understanding what language they are using. Just like if I'm speaking in English language, for that matter you need to understand the basics of English language, or tomorrow you want to talk to the computer, you want to write in something in the computer program, so you need to understand the language of the computer. Same way, when you're going to talk with the finance guys, so they will be coming and throwing some jargons in front of you. So those jargons, what does it mean, how does it mean, so we are going to understand those jargons. So we are going to be the finance manager because we are the decision makers, so we will remain that hold that function, but at the same time we need to understand that language which is being used in that function. One thing which we have to understand is finance is involved at each and every step in the organization. So first step in the organization is when you are planning for a new business activity. So that activity funds are involved. So finance function will be involved into each and every aspect, whether you are a marketing person, whether you're dealing with a human resource management, even you're making the payments. So money is being involved. So wherever money inflow and outflow is happening, we are going to concern about the finance function. So one thing is very important, we are concerned about critical decisions taken onto the finance. So that is what our whole role and control function we are going to play. So by now we are able to make an understanding that finance function is having a interdependence upon the other function which are being performed in the organization. Just like I said, it may be in the marketing, maybe in operations, maybe in production lines. So everywhere money wherever is going to be involved, so finance function is going to play a role. So that means, so we are being concerned with the each and every aspect. So wherever department you are going to work, or wherever you are leading the department, you are leading the whole organization, you need to have an understanding of finance. So let's understand now why we need to study financial management in detail. So financial management is required for basically, if you are in a government organization or in a private organization, you will be concerned about financial management. So what are the various causes for which we need to understand finance? So first important thing for which we go for finance is budgeting exercise. So what is budgeting? So budgeting is basically a plan which you are making for your year, how various activities which you are going to perform. So what is the money value of those activity which you are going to do? So you want to make a plan of that. So that matter you need a finance function to understand. So finance function help you to make your budgeting exercise very easy. Second important thing where you play an important role is you want to decide the fee for the services which you are offering, or you want to decide the price of the product which you are selling, you want to sell. So for that matter, this is a critical decision which you are going to take. What should be the price, and how my price is going to be different from my competitors, and how I am going to face a competition on that. So that pricing decision is again require understanding of finance. Third important factor where you need to play an important role, if you want to understand the effectiveness or efficiency of my activity which are being performed in the organization. So you want to evaluate the performance of your system, whether you're in the government organization or whether it is a private organization, you want to review the performance of your functions. So for that matter, again reviewing those activity, you need to have an understanding of finance function. So overall, even if any other things are not applicable in your personal life also, if you want to understand how money, because you are earning some money, and where you should spend properly and how you should invest money in for the long term, keeping your long term in the mind, so you need to understand finance. So financial management is going to play an important role in your life in each and every aspect. So whether it's budgeting exercise, whether it's deciding the pricing, whether it's going for the efficiency and effective management, or into the personal financial decision making, financial management is a very important role. So who are the main users of financial information which are being generated by the organization? So you may be thinking, what all are the people, those who are interested in the financial information. So in every organization, information which is being generated by the finance division, people are interested. First set of people is employees of the management itself is interested in, because I said they want to review the performance or they want to make a plan for the future. So management itself is interested, but at the same time, what you have priced, how you are priced, so your competitors are also interested in your thing, and what is your performance, and they want to compare their performance with that. So your competitor is interested. Your employees which are working in the different department, they want to know how the company is performing, how things are being there, so that their salaries or their increments are going to happen or not. So they are also interested in the finance function, and the government is also interested in your finance function, because government is interested in how much tax you are going to be paying this year, and what is the profit you have made or loss you have made, and how much you are going to pay. And then at the same time, my all other my financial lending agencies, those who are giving me the loan, they are also interested in how much money going to whether I have enough money to pay the interest or not. At the same time, owners of the company, that the shareholders are also interested into knowing the performance of the company. At the same time, suppliers are also interested in the knowing how much money is being there with the company, whether they will be able to make the payment on time or not. So these all are very important things. So we, when as a finance function or financial manager or understanding, we have to consider all these people in the mind while taking our decision, that our decisions are going to impact all of them. Thank you very much, friends, for understanding this particular basic concept. In the next session, we are going to learn about how this concept we are going to use in a case study, which a single case study method, which I said will be adopted in this particular method.